My name is Matthew Richardson. I'm a curator of social history here at Manx National Heritage, and we're down at the large object store today to talk about one of the more interesting items and more unusual items in the museum collections. The object next to me here is a Smith gun. It's an object from the Second World War. It's got a very interesting story. It was developed by a private company at the start of the Second World War with a view to selling it to the army. The War Office turned down the offer of the weapon for the regular army, but the proprietor of the company had a contact in Whitehall, and through him he was able to get the Smith gun, as it became known, taken up by the Home Guard, and it became a common weapon throughout the British Isles. Each platoon of the Home Guard would have one. But like many of the weapons of the Home Guard, it was rather Heath Robinson in the way it operated, and many people said it was as dangerous to the people that fired it as it was to any potential enemy. It fired bottle bombs, phosphorus grenades, and an interesting, funny story relates how one platoon, when they were unpacking the gun for the first time, found a washer in the bottom of the crate. They didn't know what to do with it, so they left it off. In fact, the washer performed a very important function because it covered up the end of a screw that protruded into the barrel. The first time that they fired the weapon, the phosphorus bomb exploded in the barrel, and the two Home Guardsmen came out looking rather singed and rather charred from the experience. But as I say, it's quite an ingenious sort of Heath Robinson thing. It got a quirkiness about it that makes it quite interesting. It was designed to be towed by an ordinary domestic car. When it was travelling on the road, the two wheels here with the rubber tyres would roll along behind the car. When you got to your destination, the idea was that you would flip it over, one wheel becomes the base and the other wheel becomes a shelter for the two gunners who are hiding underneath it and are loading the projectiles. It's actually quite a rare thing now because although quite a number were made at the time of the Second World War, most of them were disposed of, destroyed, scrapped, or whatever. So the number that you can find in the British Isles now is probably less than 5. The only known ones are in other museum collections, so it's quite a rare item. It's also featured in a very famous British institution, Dad's Army. Those people that are familiar with Dad's Army will probably remember that there's one particular episode where the platoon have a Smith gun, and they fire it with the predicted consequences that there's a great cloud of smoke, conflagration, that they all get consumed in.